do you monitor and work on your strike when you're practicing? What I've got here is just some tape on my club face. That last shot I hit was pretty middle from heel toe, maybe a little bit higher than I would like to see, but it's a great idea to monitor strike. So you can just get some face tape, even some brown parcel tape works fine, or you could use some foot spray to spray across the face, make it white, then you're going to see your dimple pattern. It's such an important thing. I've got here a par 3 of 170 yards to the pin, so I'm guessing a little bit, but it's probably 160 front, 180 to the back. So I've got about 20 yards or so of depth of green from front to back. Distance control is largely dictated by the quality of contact. So when people go, oh, I'm inconsistent, and the ball travels different distances, and you ask them, how far do you hit that club? And they give you a very vague answer. It's because of strike. Their speed pretty much always is the same. Their fluctuation in speed is probably only 2 or 3 miles an hour, but the variance is in the ball speed. And the ball speed is a combination of club head speed and quality of strike. So we need to not only hit the ball roughly out the middle, but we want to hit it in a similar place each time. We'd be better off being, you know, slightly toe or slightly heel, but consistent, rather than an inconsistent strike pattern across the club face with some out the middle. So we want consistency of strike, and it's such an important thing to measure. If your ball is flying different distances, the likelihood is you are hitting the ball in different places. I have for you some great drills, and the first one is a real simple one to do on the practice area or the driving range. You're just going to use a couple of markers, 2 red T-pegs, and I'm just going to put them so there is room to hit the golf ball but miss the T-pegs. If I am striking out the heel, I'm going to hit the outside T-peg, so the one that's nearer the toe. That would mean I'm striking the ball out the heel, and vice versa. If I hit the inner T-peg, then I would be getting a toe strike. So I've set myself up a gate effectively, and the idea is quite simple. It's going to be a case of hit the ball, miss the T-pegs. So let's give that a go. Hopefully my launch monitor will pick it up. I don't know if the T-pegs will get in the way, but you will see the strike location with the tape anyway. Now that felt really solid. The T-pegs are there. My ones I've got, they wafted around a little bit, I guess, with the speed I put into it. Off turf, it'd be easier. You're going to shove just a T-peg into the ground, but they haven't moved. And I hit it in very much the same place, just a little lower in the head, but right in the center again. So great exercise, just using T-pegs. And that ball, I've missed the green marginally, just to the left, but you'll see there 2 dots on the screen. My balls have flown the same distance. I've hit 2 shots. That one flew 177. But they both flew basically the same yardage. And that means I'm getting consistency of strike, and that is so important. If we're hitting the ball off center, the face twists, we lose some energy, we don't get consistent distance out of it, obviously. So strike location, massively, massively important. And I found golfers just not working on it enough. I've got for you a couple of then exercises I would do that you might go, why do I need to do this? But on the course, we haven't always got a dead flat lie. We haven't always got the ball in the exact position we want. We've got to be able to adapt. So actually practicing a little bit that way is also really important. It's quite a fun exercise. So my launch monitor isn't going to pick up these, but I'm going to put 3 golf balls down, and I'm going to put them at different distances. So I'm going to put the middle one where I'd like it to be. I'm going to put on some new tape. Okay. So the middle one is where I would normally play a 6-iron. It's the distance I want to be from the ball. The one that's closer to me obviously is nearer than I would normally be, and then there's one that's further away. I'm not going to move my feet, but I'm going to hit all 3. I'm going to start with the middle one where I'd like it to be, then I'm going to hit the one closer to me, then the one further away. So I've got to be able to adapt, because sometimes the ball is going to be above your feet. It might be therefore closer to you than you would expect to be. It might be below your feet and therefore a little bit further away. You've got to be able to adapt your setup and hopefully still find the center of the club. It's just a great awareness exercise. Let's see if I can hit all 3 and hopefully roughly out the middle. That felt good. So just marginally heel side of center, but I'd definitely take it. This one's closer to me. I'm not going to move my feet location. I'm just going to try and adapt. You know how weirdly that sounded even better. Very much the same strike point, and this one is way too far away from me. I'm just going to adapt to it. You know what? I'd take all three of those. That last one with the ball further away was actually the most centered of the three, but I would very much take those, considering I was, you know, that one that was too far away felt two balls too far away, and actually I still hit the ball. In fact, it was the most centered contact of the bunch. So it's a real good idea just to feel quality of strike, just to be able to adapt to it. A very similar exercise, maybe a slightly different twist, would be varying the ball position from front to back. Again, I've got to be able to adapt. So varying distances, but also this ball is further back in my stance. I'm going to get the middle one is going to be where I want it to be. This one's further back. This one's more forwards than I'd normally play it. So I've got to be able to adapt again. This one's closer to me and further back. That one's where I'd normally play it, and this one is further away and further forwards. That felt pretty good. This one normal, so this should be my best. This one more forwards and further away from me. Do you know what? That one sounded the best of the bunch. My worst strike, weirdly, on that one was the one where I'd play the ball in my normal ball position, which is the toey strike. The other two I actually hit out the centre. One that was too far back and a little bit too close to me, and the one that was too far away was dead centre and more forwards. And again, you might think, well, why? But it's just that ability to be able to adapt on the golf course to different situations. And of course, when you then go back to, well, this is my stock, my normal ball position, this is my comfort place, this should feel easier. So you want to make sometimes your training harder than the reality. A lot of golfers are making their practice way too easy. If they muck it up, they know they've got a bucket more balls and their target is massively wide. It's the width of the driving range. Whereas they got onto the golf course and they've got a narrow target and one ball and different conditions. So practice under pressure. Do monitor your strike location and do some fun exercises, as well as perhaps the more technical one there with the gate. And I would definitely start to look at contact point, whether you're spraying the face or just putting some tape on there to monitor strike location. If you can get a consistent strike, we are going to start to see consistent distances, and it makes it so much easier next time you get on the golf course. If that video has helped, make sure you smash the thumbs up. Do subscribe to my channel for more content just like this.